It's near the end of the year, and that means for many people colder weather, a break from school, and of course, Christmas presents. And you are hard pressed to find someone who hasn't given or received a video game gift at some point during their lives. But not many games focus on the holidays or getting you in the holiday spirit, if you will. So here are 10 games, levels, or overall fun times you need to experience if you need an extra cup of cheer to get you ready for Santa's visit. We'll start with the most recent holiday gift, which comes from IO Interactive's Hitman 3. The Hitman series got a reboot in 2016, and since then, they have provided holiday DLC, which lets you complete challenges as Santa Claus, or Saint 47 to be more specific, to save Christmas. Okay, saving may be a stretch. But what you do need to do is stop Marv Slick Godniff and Harry Smokey Badnetto from stealing gifts in this obvious nod to Home Alone. The cool thing is, if you complete these challenges, you get to keep the Santa suit all year long. The key is, this DLC is only available during the holiday season, so you want to play this now before it goes away with the new year. You also can make your classic Hitman escape just like Santa would too, if you know what you're doing.
Santa wins the tip.
If your idea of Santa is a little bit more athletic, let me present to you the Santa Slammers from NBA Jam On Fire Edition. As Santa and his two elves that surprisingly have an extremely high block rating for some reason, you could stuff more than stockings this year while taking on the likes of future Hall of Famers LeBron James and Dwayne Wade.
Santa, school is now in session.
This downloadable content is about a decade old, but it's still a ton of fun to play, and a game you can play with the whole family. Who doesn't like seeing Santa shoot from downtown, or Santa's elf Shaka blocking a shot? Well, beyond Wade, of course. Oh, and if you think this didn't have any influence in everyday life, check out this lawn ornament that came out after this DLC dropped. Or maybe this Santa that is actually abusing Hoopers IRL. If you think Santa doesn't get annoyed on the job, think again. Elf Bowling was a game originally made in the 90s on the PC, but has been ported to a few systems, including the Nintendo DS, and has 4 different versions. Let me explain this weird game to you. Santa decides that he's going to have a little fun bowling, and he's using his elves as bowling pins. Not exactly saint-like. I mean, there has to be an HR violation somewhere here, right? However, it's not like the elves don't give it right back to Santa, holding up signs that say Santa sucks, mooning Santa,
Hey Santa,
and genuinely just making fun of him.
is that all the balls you've got, Santa?
However, it is quite scary to listen to that delight when old Saint Nick gets a strike. Ugh, just look how horrified Blitzen is. Hopefully you're not next, buddy. There was another version of this where Santa plays shuffleboard, but it wasn't nearly as popular as the original Elf Bowling. And you can play it right now on a PC without paying anything and without downloading anything. So if you need to blow off a little steam and just want to hear Elf scream,
Hey, Elliot, park it.
try it out.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Eat this! I am shutting down the fan!
If you're looking for something a little more adult and Halloweenish, let me suggest Dead Rising 4. Now, Dead Rising 4 already takes place at Christmas time in a mall. That right there is enough for a horror game. But of course, they add zombies everywhere. And unless you're Tina Belcher, zombies are neither cute nor Christmassy. So, how do you solve this? Capcom decided to come out with the Stocking Stuffer DLC. Now, all the zombies are elves. And your NPCs are gingerbread men or snowmen or women, snow people? That's not important. What is important is that the most wild thing about the DR4 DLC is the weapon combos. Want a bat wrapped in barbed wire and Christmas tree lights? Sure thing. How about a Santa ornament that spits out acid? Yeah, we could do that too. But my personal favorite is a vehicle that is labeled, and get ready, Santa's Little Melter. And let's just say Rudolph is pissed off. Jeez. This particular downloadable content is over 5 years old, but it is still as fun today as it is way back then. Not to mention, if you have to go out to the mall this holiday season, you may be able to live out some of those things you thought about while shopping in Dead Rising 4. However, I would think this is not one you want to play with the kiddies. If you want a real blast from the past, let's go back 30 years to a fun puzzle game that everyone knew about, especially if you had DOS. For those that don't know, Lemmings was a very popular game where you had to lead a group of lemmings, although they look nothing like real lemmings, to the exit of a stage by giving them jobs, equipment, or other things that would help them not kill themselves, basically. Now, you also could blow them up, but that's a story for a whole nother video. This particular version of Lemmings was Christmas themed, with the Lemmings and Santa costumes and Christmas themed music making this game all fun and cutesy and oh my god! Okay, so maybe not everything was all cutesy, but this was a very fun game to play that for the most part was something that could be enjoyed young and old. Not to mention, made you do a little thinking. So if you want to make sure your brain doesn't completely go to mush during your holiday break and show kids what passed for games back in the day where you still measured graphics by bits, this is a great option. There is an updated version of regular Lemmings that you can download for Android and iOS, but nothing beats the original.
But for the first time ever, I share with you the most important story yet. For this, my friends, is how the saints saved Christmas.
For a more R-rated approach to the How Something Saved Christmas special formula, look no further than the Saints Row downloadable content, How the Saints Saved Christmas. The story goes like this. The Saints are all in the holiday spirit except the Saint leader, and that's an understatement.
What about Santa?
Santa.
Apparently, a warlord named Santa Claus, that's with a Z, is planning to take over the galaxy, and the only way to fix it is to save jolly old Saint Nick.
Guys, this is the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Okay, so the setup isn't really the best, but the things you have to do are really entertaining. The references to the classic movie The Christmas Story.
You willfully break the world's laws. Now feel the wrath of the mighty claws.
Oh, fudge.
Gingerbread men, ringing holiday bells to bring back the Christmas spirit. All these things are loving homages to things we do to celebrate the holiday season. And that's just in the first 10 minutes of the game. Seriously, this is one you need to play through if you haven't had the chance to yet, or just haven't in a while. If for anything, just to make sure you end up on Santa's good side.
You do that, and I'll put you on the nice list.
Are you sure there's time?
Of course there's time. Unless you're watching this in March, in which case, kinda think you missed the boat. Let's take another trip back to the 90s where not only did you remember Lemmings, but you remembered that every mascot had to have some sort of attitude or be a rebel. You had Sonic, Crash, Jazz Jackrabbit. Wait, what was that third one? Yes, Jazz Jackrabbit. This is another game for PC gamers that was very popular in the 90s. And rightfully so. Their instructions for the game were to run like the wind, shoot anything that moves, and if you can't shoot it, take it. Doesn't really sound like a hero, but sounds fun to me. There's a reason why this game won numerous awards in 1994, and the Christmas version is actually a lot of fun and free to play online even today. Not to mention the rock-themed Christmas music sounds decent enough to even play in your car. Jazz, Jackrabbit, and Holiday Hair should bring back some nostalgia for when you could borrow games from a library, play them over a weekend or two, and then return them without having to buy them. And by the way, if you don't know what a library is, ask your parents. Nights into Dreams may be one of the top 10 most underrated games to come out over the past 30 years. And the Christmas version was just as fun, if not more fun than the original. Interesting story about Christmas Nights into Dreams. It was actually a sampler disc that was released in 1996 as a way for Sega to wish its fans happy holidays. The story goes that our young heroes, Elliot and Clarice, realize everyone is in a rush and no one is truly enjoying the holiday spirit. The tower in Twin Seed City is decorated so nice, like a Christmas tree, but what's missing is its star. So these two kids, as only kids could, think that the star will make everything better and talk to their friend Knights about retrieving it in the land of Nightopia. But the real joy here is the gameplay, giving you some vibes like Sonic the Hedgehog, which makes sense because it was created by the Sonic team. It's addictive, it's fun, and it's only one level, so Christmas Nights into Dreams can be completed in one sitting. However, it is challenging enough to take some time too, so you're not going to feel like after 15 minutes that you're all said and done. Plus, you have a chance to win presents, which is basically unlockables in this game. Some things include a karaoke mode, a music test mode, and playing as Sonic into Dreams. Overall, it's a fun game that won't provide too much stress and can help you get in that holiday spirit of joy and love. Not to mention, if you happen to own a Sega Saturn, it is a great excuse to get the dust off it. Now, if you're one of those people who believes the best Christmas movie ever is Die Hard, Snatcher may be more your speed. Snatcher was a cyberpunk adventure game developed by Metal Gear creator Hideo Kojima, so you know it's going to be weird and have heavy movie influences. And it's very easy to see those movie influences. Snatcher is pretty much Blade Runner, meshed a little bit with Terminator, and takes place right around Christmas time. It's set in a future East Asian metropolis where humanoid robots dubbed Snatchers have been discovered killing humans and replacing them in society. The game's protagonist, Gillian Seed, is an amnesiac who joins an anti-Snatcher agency in search of his past, and it leads to a long, winding, and gritty storyline. Gameplay is like many point-and-click games back in the day, but this one is way more serious than what you would get out of Maniac Mansion or Secret of Monkey Island. Not to mention it was so rare to find in North America because it was only released for the Sega CD here. Snatcher does have a cult following for a reason, and you should try to check it out if you get a chance. You can find a few ways to play Snatcher by talking to my good friend Google, but the feel of this game is like you are interacting with a movie from the mid-90s. Plus, you get to talk to Santa.
Wait a minute, you're no Santa.
How'd you guess?
What are you doing in that outfit?
Okay, you get to investigate Santa. Plus, this one should take you quite a bit of time to beat, so it should keep you busy throughout your Christmas break.
Merry Christmas.
So all these other games have you saving Santa, dressing as Santa, or have Santa making a cameo. But how about a game where you play the big man himself? Well, Beyond Bowling. Days Before Christmas was a Mega Drive release done by Sunsoft that lets you do just that. And I do mean the Mega Drive, as the Sunsoft game never got a North American Genesis release. It did come out on Super NES too for a brief period of time, but this is one of those games that's a rare find, yet worth playing. You play as Santa who realizes that all of his Christmas presents have been stolen, and his elves have been kidnapped and put into gift boxes. So it is up to Saint Nick himself to save Christmas by defeating an evil snowman, mice, and clocks, and clouds. Listen, it's a typical 90s game, but you'll have fun with it. Also, you get to play as Anti-Claus, who can hit enemies with his sack, please no giggling in the back, and you can turn into Anti-Claus by drinking cappuccino? Most kids would argue that's what turns their parents from naughty to nice. But anyway, this game is 24 levels, classic Sunsoft platforming, and surprisingly very fun to play. You can find it all over the web if you're interested, and they have made repo carts and things like that too. But I wouldn't suggest trying to find an actual copy unless you want to get someone a real expensive Christmas gift. So there you have it, 10 games that will get you right in the holiday spirit. Is your favorite one missing from this list? Let me know in the comments. Most importantly, have fun, enjoy the end of the year, and be safe this holiday season. I'm Chic Styles, reminding you to always add a little style to your retro.